I'm really looking forward to seeing Devin step back into the ring. This has been the longest break we've experienced with him, and it's exciting to anticipate his return. On the other hand, Ryan Garcia, it seems like you're running out of chances. You've only got 6 hours left to make it count. In a major update, Devin Haney recently announced his next fight, but what's really stirred the pot are his comments about Ryan Garcia during an interview with Andre Ward. The remarks quickly set off a heated debate among boxing fans. Back in April 2024, Haney and Garcia squared off in a highly anticipated 12-round bout. It was an intense fight where Garcia managed to knock Haney down 3 times, ultimately earning a win by majority decision. But the celebration was short-lived. By June, the fight's result was overturned and declared a no contest after Garcia tested positive for ostarine, a banned substance. He faced a penalty for the violation, and the controversy left the boxing world buzzing. During his conversation with Andre Ward, a former undefeated world champion, Haney was asked about Garcia's lightning-fast left hook. Haney's response was notably reserved, suggesting that Garcia's speed might not have been entirely natural, possibly alluding to performance-enhancing drugs. The clip of the interview went viral, with fans flooding the comment section, sharing their passionate opinions on the matter. In the interview, Ward dug deeper into the fight, recalling the first round. He mentioned how Garcia's left hook caught Haney early, asking how that moment unfolded. Haney replied, "This is boxing. You can't fight without taking some punches. I got hit. It's part of the game. But I also felt that when I stood my ground and started pushing him back, the fight shifted completely. When I gave up ground, that's when he gained confidence. It was a clear difference." Ward agreed and pointed out the change in momentum, prompting Haney to reflect on the fight without overanalyzing it, saying, "I could go back and say I should have done this or that, but it's all hindsight now." Former rival Regis Progress recently shared his perspective on Devin Haney during an interview with WM Sports Media. Reflecting on Haney's 3 knockdowns in his bout with Ryan Garcia, Progress suggested that the experience might have a lasting impact on Haney's mental game, especially in the context of a potential rematch. "I'm not saying he's finished, he's not shot, but mentally, I don't think he'll overcome Ryan," Progress commented. "He knows deep down that he was beaten, getting dropped 3 times and taking a beating from Ryan. That's gonna stick with him no matter what they say publicly or what his team puts out there. In the back of his mind, he'll always think, Ryan really got the better of me. I just don't see Haney beating Garcia. Against other opponents maybe, but not Ryan." Since his controversial fight with Garcia in April last year, Haney has stayed out of the ring. During this time, he relinquished his WBC super lightweight title and requested to hold the status of champion in recess. While both Haney and Garcia have shown interest in a rematch to settle their rivalry, it's clear that a second showdown won't happen anytime soon. Haney, the former undisputed lightweight champion, has already set his sights on a comeback fight. He teased his return with a social media post on Friday night, sharing an image that read, "March, I'm back." The fight is scheduled to take place just a month before Garcia's suspension officially ends on April 20th, 2025. Garcia, on the other hand, has faced setbacks of his own. He recently underwent surgery to address a wrist injury that forced him to pull out of a planned exhibition match against Japanese kickboxer Rukia Ampo on December 30th. Recovery will take time, and Garcia remains eager to reschedule the fight with Ampo before turning his attention back to Haney. Last month, Garcia hinted at the delays on social media, leaving fans wondering when the long-awaited rematch will finally happen. Hi everyone, I wanted to take a moment to address something. First and foremost, I want to say I'm truly sorry for having to postpone this fight. During training camp, I sustained a hand injury to my right wrist, right here, and after consulting with doctors, it's clear that I'll need surgery. Unfortunately, this means I'll have to take some time off to properly recover. I want to express my gratitude to Fano and Risen for giving me this incredible opportunity. I'm still very excited to fight in Japan, and I promise that once I'm healed, I'll be back stronger than ever in 2025. Make no mistake about it, this journey isn't over. I'll return to finish what we started with Anpo, and trust me, he will regret his words. Just give me the time I need to heal, and when I come back, it's going to be explosive. Japan, get ready. On a different note, the boxing world is buzzing with anticipation for a possible rematch between Garcia and Haney. Their first fight was electric, and the ongoing controversies have only heightened the excitement for a second showdown. However, before fans can see them clash again, it seems Haney will likely have a tune-up fight. Currently, it's unclear how challenging Haney's next opponent will be, but as a former champion now in recess, Haney has the right to pursue the WBC super lightweight title when he returns. After Haney vacated his green and gold belt, Alberto Puello was elevated from interim champion to the full title holder, making a matchup between the two a strong possibility. For now, Puello has no scheduled fights and hasn't stepped into the ring since his victory over Gary Antoine Russell in June last year. Meanwhile, legal tensions between Haney and King Rai have added another layer of complexity, with accusations of battery, fraud, and contract breaches. Even with this backdrop, Haney has expressed interest in new challenges. He's hinted on social media about returning to the ring soon, likely before Garcia's suspension concludes. While a rematch with Garcia may be off the table for now, Haney's next opponent remains a mystery. A logical step would be a clash with WBC champion Alberto Puello, which could mark Haney's return to the title scene. After his time away, fans are eager to see how the American contender will perform in his comeback. It seems Devin Haney is gearing up for a tune-up fight as he eyes the path to reclaim his previous title. Reports from BLK Prime confirm that Haney is set to compete on their platform on March 25th. The undefeated champion will make his next appearance in what's expected to be a pay-per-view event, as teased in an announcement from the streaming service on X, formerly Twitter. For Haney, this move has sparked some skepticism among boxing enthusiasts. Critics on social media view this step as a potential downgrade from his prior bouts showcased on major platforms like DAZN and ESPN. The transition to BLK Prime could hinder his reach unless the event garners widespread attention and excitement. Some fans have even labeled this as a fall from grace, questioning if Haney can regain his footing in the sport. The fallout from his defeat to Ryan Garcia seems to have had a profound impact. Haney's marketability as a standalone pay-per-view star is under scrutiny. To generate significant traction, he would need to face a high-profile opponent, but after an 11-month hiatus, it's a risky move to challenge a top contender or reigning champion in the highly competitive 140 or 147-pound divisions. Speculation is also swirling about a potential matchup between Haney and Adrian Broner, rumored to take place on March 25th. However, it's unclear if this partnership with BLK Prime is a one-time event or a longer-term strategy. If the fight ends in a loss for Haney, it might narrow his opportunities with other major networks, making BLK Prime one of his few remaining options. At just 26 years old, Haney is at a pivotal point in his career. While a future bout with Ryan Garcia could reignite interest, it's unlikely Garcia will prioritize Haney if his performance or profile continues to decline. Questions are also being raised about the influence of Haney's father and manager Bill Haney in this decision to align with BLK Prime. If this move is part of a larger strategy to stay tied to the platform, it risks alienating fans who are reluctant to subscribe to lesser-known services. Looking at precedent, Terrence Crawford's fight against David Evanesian on BLK Prime in December 2022 marked his only appearance on the network amid rumors of lackluster pay-per-view sales. Whether Haney's venture with BLK Prime will yield a different outcome remains to be seen, but his ability to draw audiences and compete at an elite level will undoubtedly be tested in the coming months. Adrian Broner, once a 4-division world champion, was slated to face Redkach on BLK Prime. However, the fight was abruptly cancelled and never came to fruition. Many speculate it would have struggled to generate significant pay-per-view sales, reflecting Broner's waning popularity in recent years. Meanwhile, Devin Haney, the undisputed lightweight champion, has doubled down on his commitment to integrity in boxing for 2025. Haney recently enrolled in the Voluntary Anti-Doping Agency's year-round testing program, known as VADA's 24/7 365 Pro program. This initiative ensures random testing both in and out of competition until January 2nd, 2026. Haney is the first boxer of 2025 to join this rigorous program, a move that underscores his dedication to clean sportsmanship. While top promoters and, in some cases, fighters themselves shoulder the cost of such testing, the program guarantees accountability, regardless of whether athletes are in active training camps or taking time off. In other news, Regis Prograis, a former two-time light welterweight champion, has weighed in on a potential rematch between Haney and Ryan Garcia. Prograis voiced concerns in a recent interview, suggesting Haney should reconsider stepping into a rematch with Garcia too soon. Haney might go for the money, but jumping into a rematch right away could be a mistake. Ryan outclassed him before, and without a tune-up fight, I think the same outcome is likely. Ryan Garcia's suspension is set to end in April, and his camp is eager for a shot at redemption. However, critics, including Prograis, argue that Haney should focus on regaining his confidence in the ring before facing Garcia again. Ryan Garcia's dominant victory last year has fueled speculation that Haney's decision to step away from boxing for a year was strategic, possibly to avoid a high-stakes defeat. As boxing's biggest names gear up for 2025, the sports landscape continues to evolve with intense rivalries, bold commitments, and unpredictable outcomes. The question remains, will Haney and Garcia meet again in the ring? And if so, who will emerge victorious? As the boxing world anticipates the next big moves for Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, former champion Regis Prograis has added his thoughts to the growing debate about a potential rematch between the two fighters. Haney needs to take a step back and rebuild his confidence. A tune-up fight before a rematch with Ryan would make sense, but it's all about balancing the risks and rewards. If they jump straight into a rematch, it might only be for the payday. Scene shift, Prograis highlights and training footage. Prograis expressed concerns about Haney's mental state, suggesting that his confidence has taken a hit. With Ryan Garcia still serving a year-long suspension, Haney appears hesitant to take significant risks. For his career, I don't think a rematch with Ryan is the right move now. Sure, it'd be a big money fight, but is it worth the potential loss? If they go for it, it could just be about cashing out. Bill Haney, Devin's father and trainer, wasn't shy about responding to Prograis' comments. Taking to social media, he criticized Prograis for alleged unpaid dues to his coach, Elvin Tobler. Pay your coach, Elvin Tobler. His money. If you weren't in shape, Devin would have knocked you out. Respect those who work hard in this sport. The tweet sparked a heated debate online. While some praised Bill Haney for supporting Tobler, others questioned his motives. Bill, are you just stirring up controversy? Everyone knows how long it's been since Devin's last KO. Cut to highlights of Haney's last knockout in 2019. Devin Haney's last knockout victory dates back to September 2019 against Zaur Abdullayev. Critics argue that this dry spell has only added pressure to his return. We're eager to get Devin back in the ring. This has been the longest layoff we've had, and we're ready to show the world what he's capable of. Closing scene, montage of Haney training with uplifting music. As the drama unfolds, the question remains, will Devin Haney take the strategic route with a tune-up fight, or will he dive straight into a high-stakes rematch with Ryan Garcia? Only time will tell. Devin Haney, the youngest undisputed champion in boxing history, is gearing up for his next challenge. Following a tough 2024, Haney and his team are making changes to sharpen his skills and strengthen his strategy. Devin's doing great. After everything that happened, he said, God is the perfect planner. It's true. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. He's been blessed not only to achieve so much at a young age, but also to be a promoter in the sport. One major change to Team Haney is the addition of legendary trainer Nate Jones, a former member of Floyd Mayweather's team. Bill Haney explained why Jones is a perfect fit for Devin. Nate worked with Devin when he was a young fighter, so bringing him back made sense. He's an incredible trainer, and his expertise will help us focus more on defense. We're aiming to be more defensively conscious moving forward. Reflecting on Devin's fight against Ryan Garcia, Bill praised his son's heart and courage. Devin stepped up against a fast and skilled puncher like Ryan. He showed tremendous heart, but yes, he was caught by that left hook a few times. It's something we're addressing in training now. Bill also touched on a key factor they didn't anticipate in the first fight, the impact of Ryan's recovery and strength. We factored in his left hook the first time, but what we couldn't account for was the Osterine situation, how strong and quickly Ryan would recover. That's something we'll be better prepared for if a rematch happens. With sparring underway and a renewed focus on strategy, Team Haney is determined to reclaim. We're starting sparring this week, and you can expect an announcement soon. Devin is focused, and we're working hard to refine every aspect of his game. As the journey continues, all eyes are on Devin Haney. Can he rise above the challenges and prove why he's one of the best in boxing? Stay tuned for more updates as the young champion prepares to make his next move. The Devin Haney-Ryan Garcia saga continues to unfold, with new revelations about the controversies surrounding their last bout and future challenges. When you step into the ring, it's supposed to be man against man on an even playing field. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case last time, and now we're moving forward. Bill Haney addressed Garcia's claims that the banned substance Ostarine found in his system was related to his efforts to make weight. Ostarine is a PED. It's banned for a reason. It enhances recovery, speed, and most importantly, power. Ryan already has natural power, and using Ostarine gave him an unfair edge. The Haney camp isn't just moving on, they're setting a precedent. Devin's ongoing lawsuit against Garcia aims to hold fighters accountable for the use of performance-enhancing drugs. This isn't just about Devin, it's about protecting clean fighters today and tomorrow. There must be consequences for anyone using PEDs in any form. There's no place for drugs in boxing. The drama doesn't end there. Bill Haney also addressed reports that Devin turned down a top-rank offer to face Teofimo Lopez, highlighting discrepancies in the negotiation process. Promoters can be deceptive. Bob Arum hasn't been entirely truthful. Before Top Rank's so-called offer, Turkey Alec had already proposed a fair deal for Devin and Teofimo. It was an unbiased opportunity for both sides to negotiate. Bill pointed out that Lopez, under contract with Top Rank, is not in a position to dictate terms, especially given his lack of pay-per-view success. To claim they made an offer where Teofimo would be the A side and Devin the B side, it's an insult. They knew it was an insult. Turkey Alik's offer was fair, but when Top Rank got involved, it became a publicity stunt. Bill elaborated on the timeline, explaining how discussions with Turkey Alik were progressing until Top Rank intervened, turning the situation into a spectacle. Turkey was deeply disappointed when things didn't work out. Then Top Rank came in, spinning the narrative to make it look like they had control. It was never about fairness, it was about appearances. As the Haney camp focuses on the future, their stance is clear. Fairness, integrity, and accountability will define their path. We're here to fight, but we're also here to stand up for what's right. Boxing deserves better, and we're committed to making it happen. Negotiation in boxing is an art of balance, fairness and ambition often clashing in the pursuit of greatness. Recently, Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney have found themselves at the center of such a crossroads. While both fighters have expressed a willingness to negotiate fairly, accusations of unfair terms and convoluted deals have sparked a heated debate. Ryan Garcia's approach to his fight with Devin Haney has been scrutinized. Many believe that his current condition and form don't warrant an immediate rematch with Haney. Garcia's camp, led by promoter Oscar De La Hoya, has suggested that Ryan needs a warm-up fight, potentially slated for late April or early May, before stepping back into the ring with the best in the division. Devin Haney, on the other hand, has taken a different stance. In a cryptic social media post, Haney hinted at being avoided in 2025, possibly alluding to Ryan Garcia. This comes after De La Hoya publicly stated that a Haney-Garcia rematch would not be Garcia's first bout following his year-long suspension set to conclude this April. The tension between the two fighters continues to build. Devin and his father, Bill Haney, have expressed their eagerness for a rematch, viewing it as both a chance for redemption and a career-defining opportunity. For Haney, another loss to Garcia could have devastating implications for his career, but if he triumphs, it could erase doubts about his majority decision loss at Brooklyn's Barclays Center last April. In their previous bout, Haney faced significant challenges, knocked down 3 times, and with another 3 knockdowns uncounted by the referee, Haney's performance left fans questioning whether it was a fluke or a sign of vulnerabilities. I had high hopes for Devin Haney. I thought he'd develop into a Sugar Ray Leonard type fighter, but things haven't gone that way. Maybe he got too comfortable, or maybe it's the distractions. He's still young though, so the potential is there. Whether or not Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia meet again in the ring remains uncertain, but one thing is clear, the stakes have never been higher. For these two stars, the path forward is filled with challenges, opportunities, and the promise of unforgettable moments in boxing history. The guy to beat Tank in the future is someone who's already beaten plenty of top fighters. Honestly, I think he's got the skills to take on anyone. But about that fight with Ryan Garcia, despite that little thing he took, he didn't really show dominance against Ryan. At times, Ryan looked fatigued, said Andrade. If Andrade truly believed Devin Haney could grow into the next Sugar Ray Leonard, he might be overestimating him. Haney's fighting style doesn't resemble Leonard's at all. Even in 1996, when Sugar Ray was far from his peak, his skill level was was leagues ahead of Haney's. There were rounds in that fight where Devin should have stepped on the gas, but he didn't. He just let it play out, throwing those weak, ineffective jabs like Caleb Plant's, and they weren't landing or making an impact. Meanwhile, Ryan was just popping him here and there. That was tough to watch. Andrade remarked about Haney's loss to Garcia. Haney tried to neutralize Ryan's powerful left hook by constantly clinching, but every time he reached in, he got caught with punches. This approach had worked well for him in fights against George Kambosos Jr. and Vasily Lomachenko, but it completely failed against Garcia. Even so, Tim Bradley is urging Haney to return to Mexico, a place that holds great significance for him. Devin Haney's professional journey began in 2015. He spent his early years battling a series of lower-tier opponents in Tijuana, eventually making his way to the United States. Now, with his return to Mexico on the horizon, where he'll face more fighters from the second and third tiers, it's unlikely this will address his current weaknesses. Bradley, however, fails to acknowledge that Haney has now reached a point where he commands significant paydays for his fights. Alongside his father, Bill, Haney feels they've reached a level where they're deserving of high-profile matches. Their primary focus is on securing bigger financial opportunities in the US by facing top-tier competition. The idea of accepting a lower-paying fight in Mexico simply doesn't seem practical at this stage. Once a fighter starts earning millions, returning to a time of smaller payouts is no longer an appealing option. Moreover, Mexican fighters can be just as dangerous, and they will certainly exploit Haney's chin as Ryan Garcia did the moment the bell rings. Tim Bradley, offering some advice to the recently defeated Haney on X, said, "Devin, if you want to bounce back, go back to your roots. Where did you begin? You started in Mexico. Go back, face one of those guys, and get them out of there. Go back to that humble beginning. I'm telling you, if you do that, you'll come back on top." Haney's chin lacks the durability needed to endure heavy shots from elite fighters. Returning to Mexico won't fix that problem. It's easy to imagine how a power puncher like Oscar Valdez could exploit this weakness if given the chance to square off against Haney in the ring. If rebuilding a career were as simple as fighting in Mexico, every fighter would do it. But that's not the case. All that Haney would gain from heading back to Tijuana is another notch on his resume, just like before. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of our future videos.